as is the pattern in the framework programs. There is an increasing pattern of funding. It increases annually by 250 million. Oops. Before explaining more concretely our grant schemes, let me say the general characteristics of our grants that I would resume in three characteristics. One is three, could be two, but one is excellence only. So we only look at the intrinsic quality of research proposals. How is that measured up? By the peer evaluation system, which in fact functions at two levels. One, through panels, and therefore it means we have to be very careful on the system of choosing panels. And second, and more vaguely, I think that the peer evaluation system really works because the scientific community shares some general standards. In particular, the scientific community knows how to recognize when an evaluation is done on the aggregate well. So there is a control on the peer evaluation system that comes from the scientific community itself. So peer evaluation system, excellence only. The second characteristics is our grants, individual grants. Of course, there can be a team, but we emphasize the notion of the PI. There are sometimes there could be two PIs or even three, because there could be interdisciplinary projects, but there are no networks, and we don't shy away from emphasizing, I repeat, the figure of the PI. In fact, we think that the individuals are very important, and individuals have names and have last names, and we are into the business of cultivating the next generation of scientific leaders in Europe, and for that it's important that they do not be faceless. So talent is, we believe, the name of the game. We want the top talent of the world, or a good fraction of it. We want it in Europe. Remember that in 2050 we are going to be a very small fraction of the population of the world. You have just heard it now, more or less. And so if we want to be something significant in the world, it will have to be because we deepen our tradition of science, innovation, and talent. And the third characteristic is bottom-up. We don't have prescriptions of what should be done or themes. We cover everything. We have 25 panels at this point, cover everything, including the social sciences and the humanities. We want to be able to capture the best ideas that are generated in Europe on whatever it is. We don't have the position that all the research support for all the funding agencies in Europe should be bottom-up. In fact, if I may speak personally, because I don't want to speak beyond what I should, but if I should speak personally, I think that the 50-50 suggestion that the ERAP has made, roughly devote half the funding to bottom-up research, half the funding to top-down research, seems like a prudent and good rule.